at the end. So this next question, now it's your Sunday name, Melanie, but your Zoom name is Mel, so I'm hoping it is one and the same. So I see you smiling there. So if you wouldn't mind asking the question that you've submitted, that would be great.
Yes, my question was just in relation to, obviously team members have been working from home throughout the pandemic. Then how does that leave us going forward if we were to decline a work from home request, having their evidence is I've been working successfully the last year from home?
Hi Melanie, nice to see you. Great
nice
question. The one that you really don't want to get, isn't it, this question? And I think the first thing is that just because your employees have managed to work from home from a technical perspective, there may be other factors that have had a detrimental impact on performance or quality. And I think for me, it may simply be the case that whilst the basics have been achieved during this period, you know, we've all kind of just been trying to muddle along and make sure the day-to-day job gets done and out the door. You know, so other aspects of the role may have been put on hold during that time. So for me, the first point of call would be to review the entirety of the role and the responsibilities that the individual has, and identify what the impact has been in relation to home working on all of the duties that they need to undertake, and how they've been delivered, and in particular any areas of concern. And I think the key thing to remember here is that obviously any rejection of flexible working has to be aligned with those 8 reasons that Cheryl's highlighted earlier. You know, so it might be things around performance, not being able to meet customer demands and quality. So, you know, you've still got to link it to one of those legal reasons for refusal. But importantly, I think one of the things that I've looked at when considering this question is that, you know, it's not just about reviewing the undertaking of the role for the individual in solely the individual, but also the impact on the team, because particularly where you've got an environment where team working is necessary, or if the individual plays a significant role in developing and supporting other team members, they might be mentoring, you might have newer team members that would benefit from other team members being you know, working close by them. So for me, it's not just about the individual and their day-to-day duties, it's the broader aspects of what they would be fulfilling if they were in the office as opposed to working from home. So not impossible to reject, but you need to clearly set out the business reasons why you're rejecting that claim. And obviously they have to be able to be linked to those 8 reasons. So yeah, certainly worth a review, but look at the broader role, not just the day-to-day duties that somebody's been perhaps, you know, achieving over the course of the last year.
Thanks, Karen. And from a tribunal perspective, Cheryl?
Well, from a tribunal perspective, I mean, prior to the pandemic, the rejections were always based very much on perceived issues and assumptions of what the issues might be. So in a practical sense now, the tribunals are probably going to deal with things a little bit differently, because now they're actually much more likely to look for examples of where it's actually caused some form of detrimental impact. So if an employee's worked without any adverse impact on performance or ability to meet customer demands throughout the pandemic, and none of those other 8 reasons apply, then a judge is likely to look quite critically at the refusal. And obviously you risk then that there could be an adverse decision. For example, I might say, well, the request has been rejected on incorrect facts, which you'll remember was one of those four heads of claims, or that the manner in which it's been dealt with has been inherently unreasonable because perhaps working data from the previous X number of months has effectively been ignored. But like Karen said there, it's about not just about examples for the individual, but examples for the wider team. So not only are you able to show where their work's been adversely affected, if there isn't examples of that, are there examples of where someone else's work has been adversely affected, or where you found it harder to onboard and induct employees, when new employees have struggled more because someone isn't there, or that person would be ideal for training, coaching, mentoring, but they've not been available to do that because of the pandemic. So, but I do think now, instead of working on assumptions and perceptions, the tribunal are going to be looking for a little bit more hard evidence. as to why it's not going to work. So either where they've had problems, where other people have had problems because they are not around, or even looking at the issues that have cropped up for others that may not have cropped up for them yet, but that it's quite conceivable will in the future.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl and Karen. Melanie, I hope that was answer you were hoping for, or if not, it was helpful for you.